I'm Pastor Olivia. Today is Wednesday, and we are continuing to look at our sermon series, Do Unto Others. This week we are reflecting on God's compassionate heart. As many of us know, God's compassion has been shown best to us through Jesus. And sometimes the stories and parables of Jesus are what actually help us show that compassion in more complete ways. So today we are reading from the Gospel of Luke, the parable of the prodigal son. Many of us know this story, but let us hear pieces of it again as we continue and start in chapter 15, verses 18. I will get up, said the son, and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands. So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. Then the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his workers, quickly bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. And get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to celebrate. As we listen to these words of the return of the son who had gone away and wasted all his money, we are reminded that no matter what we have done, we are still called to be celebrated by God. Now, sometimes when we talk about this scripture, we focus on the son also who did what we would consider everything right, and some of his struggles with that. But we are reminded that sometimes the best right choices mean that you are constantly in the presence of God versus those who've moved away from God. That's why I love parables. They are multi-layered. No matter how many times I have read this story, preached on this story, thought about this story, wondered with this story, I always come back to trying to understand the relationships, the complexities, and ultimately the compassion that God gives us through this story. A story that is told to us by Jesus to remind us that God has a compassionate heart for all of us. All we have to do is remind ourselves that God is waiting for us to come back and be celebrated. Have a great day.